Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 1998 Mitsubishi Bravo Exceed High Roof. Below me is a 659cc inline 4, as well as a 5-speed manual transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Mitsubishi Bravo Exceed High Roof for two reasons. First of all, it's a very cheery little K-van. I always love driving K-vans. As you guys see on the channel, I drive a lot of them, and I just adore them. But the second reason is the fact that this is the high roof, so we have a little bit of an interesting vehicle here today to check out. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to 5252 Motors here in Illinois for letting me borrow their Mitsubishi Bravo. They always have really cool, interesting, and unique vehicles like this one, so please go check out their inventory linked down in the description below. But let's get back to that 659cc 4-cylinder. Well, that's kind of a big deal because K-cars are limited to 660cc. So it is literally 1 cubic centimeter shy of the limit, which I think is really, really cool. But it's also a 4-cylinder, where most K-cars, especially of the era, were 3 cylinders. When you only have 660 cc's to work with, a 3-cylinder is good for the job. Well, Mitsubishi was able to build an engine that's actually a 4-cylinder. Does that mean it's more powerful? No, and actually quite the contrary. This thing feels so incredibly underpowered. This might be one of the slowest K-vans I've ever driven. It is truly, truly dog slow. And maybe that's because I recently drove the Subaru Sandbar that was supercharged. That's definitely the way to go. This is pitiful, but it's cheery, and these were meant for city centers. These were meant for small, compact roads, and so you didn't really need to do 55 miles an hour. Not that that's even an option for this thing, but you didn't need it to be this crazy, crazy speed demon. You just needed it to get people and or items where you needed them to be. And that's what the Bravo was good at, and that's what the Bravo's still good at, as we'll talk about the interior here in a second. Like I said, paired to it is a 5-speed manual transmission. The shifter feels great, very notchy. The clutch is so incredibly light, you might kick a hole in the firewall the first time you try to shift it, but that's okay. And last but not least, this is full-time 4-wheel drive. So you can select high and low in the center, but it is always in 4-wheel drive, which is pretty unique. How does it feel to drive the Mitsubishi Bravo Exceed High Roof? I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a lot. Just in the fact that it is so incredibly slow. I've been waiting to merge into traffic here for about 5 minutes, and I just can't do it because it is so slow. All right, I think we have a break in traffic. Oh no, someone's pulling out. I'm gonna ruin their day by pulling out in front of them. First gear, done. Second gear, done. Third gear. Come on, baby. Fourth. Come on, we're almost at the speed limit. Come on, don't fail me now. We're like 2 miles an hour short of the speed limit, so I'll take what I can get. It is so slow. But again, that's not the point. It's still lovely, and I'm not mad at it. Visibility is great. Steering is good, too. It does have that cab-over design, so your butt is kind of on top of the front wheels. And ride quality is awful, I think would be a word that I would use. But it's here, and we're doing it. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 3 gauges. Off to the left is fuel, in the center is a speedometer, and off to the right is the coolant temperature. Up above the gauge cluster, we do have buttons for our rear wiper, rear defrost, and our rear gate unlock. Very, very nice. On the steering wheel, we do get the Mitsubishi badge and the horn. Love that. And off to the right, we do have a climate control vent, little cubby. And moving on to the door, we have the latch to get in and out and crank for the window, but again, that's it. Very, very simple interior. Moving into the center, we have 2 climate control vents. We do have our climate controls with AC, and the AC works. It is like 95 degrees here today. It is the dead of summer when I'm filming this, and it is toasty, 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 but the Bravo Exceed is keeping me comfortable with that AC. We also do have our Mitsubishi Motors radio down below with a cassette player, tune, and volume, all the necessities there. A little cubby, and then we also have our ashtray and cigarette lighter. The shifter is in the center. I really like how close it's mounted to the steering wheel. It almost has a sort of like EP3 Honda Civic feeling. We have our parking brake, some coin holders, and the high and low shifter to put it into high gear and low gear. We also do have a rear locking differential, which is really nice. However, you won't find any cup holders here in the Bravo Exceed high roof, so unfortunately it fails the big friggin' bottle test. The seats are relatively comfortable. They do have this really fun 90s pattern, which I absolutely love. So adorable, so wonderful. And for a bigger guy, I fit in here fine enough. Headroom obviously isn't a problem. Right arm and right leg, a little bit smushed up against the door, but that's okay. I've definitely dealt with worse. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, getting in the back of the Mitsubishi Bravo Exceed high roof, and obviously this is where the whole high roof part comes in. So as you can see, where the color ends is normally where the roof sits in a vehicle like this. However, the high roof shockingly has a higher roof, and so that's what we get to work with here today. We do get a nice step down here and a nice grab handle to pull ourselves in, and although it kind of feels like I'm sitting on a squatty potty just a little bit, my feet are a little bit higher up. It's actually a comfortable back seat, and we can close this up here. We're in the back of the Bravo high roof, and obviously you can see I have like a whole foot and a half up above my head. I'm 5'11". I fit back here really, really comfortably, and that's why it being so slow doesn't really bother me that much, because that wasn't the name of the game with the Bravo. It was meant to shuttle people around Tokyo and Osaka and Kyoto, and so it's not, you know, you're not doing crazy highway speeds, and even in Japan, they really only do like 55 to 60 miles an hour on the highway, so you're not really missing out on much by buying a smaller vehicle like this. You get plenty of room, and look at this, a second door on the passenger side. That was not always available. Even our big American minivans, which I understand is kind of an oxymoron, didn't have 2 doors in the back until like the late 90s, early 2000s. So really, really cool to see that. Overall, no like crazy amenities or features, big grab handles here, and we have crank windows. How low will the window go, you say? There, that's how low the window goes. So very, very cool. You even get to roll down the windows again. A lot of minivans from the 90s didn't even have roll down windows. So this was kind of ahead of its time in that way. Very cool. Let's hop into the back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. Right around the back of the Mitsubishi Bravo Exceed high roof. The longer the name of a Japanese car, the better it is usually. And we have tons and tons of space back here. I mean, just an absolute cavern in the back of the Bravo Exceed high roof. Absolutely love it. We do have these little bars, like sometimes people hang stuff on them or use it for cargo. We do have some cargo tie downs here so you can really strap down your luggage and whatnot. Very, very cool there, but nothing really too crazy or interesting. But again, the high roof helps out in the back as well. So plenty of space. Love that about the Bravo Exceed high roof. Easily just push it back down. Nice, light, and easy, and there you go. Your little micro van is actually surprisingly practical. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and of course this is finished in a lovely 90s teal color, and most K cars and K vans and K trucks all look relatively similar. The Bravo is no different. It kind of looks like a Honda Acti, kind of looks like a Daihatsu Hi-Jet. You know, it has those looks to it for sure, but overall I like it. And with the high roof, as we saw with the interior, does add to that little camper van feel for the Exceed high roof. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Mitsubishi Bravo Exceed high roof here today? Well, of course I like this a lot. I love K cars, I love K trucks, I love K vans. And so driving them on the channel, I will continue to do for a very long time. Don't know why I said that like Yoda, but I like driving them and I will continue to do so. I like the fact that this is a 4-cylinder as opposed to the 3 cylinders of most trucks. And I like that it's 659cc as opposed to 658, 653, you know, smaller displacement. I like that extra heft. However, honestly, I don't reap many of the benefits of that extra cylinder. It's just as slow as an Acti or Carry or Scrum. It's not any quicker. It's not really much smoother. And so at the end of the day, like I mentioned, it is kind of a net zero thing. But it is a cheery little K-van, and I am just so incredibly happy to be driving it here today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to 5252 Motors here in Illinois for letting me borrow their Bravo K truck. They're absolutely wonderful. They always have really, really cool and interesting inventory. This is just the flavor of the day, but I also reviewed an Audi RS4 from them, which definitely had a little bit more pickup than this. So please go browse their inventory with the link down in the description below. And a word to the wise, try to keep your jaw off the floor. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.